Soldiers from Ukraine's Defense Intelligence and the 128th Mountain Assault Brigade have pushed Russian forces out of the village of Shcherbaky in the Zaporizhia region. A video released by DIU's press service on the morning of April 9th shows footage of the operation. The video features combat activity by Group 10 of the Department of Active Operations of Ukraine's Defense Intelligence. The footage includes precision strikes by FPV drone operators and the clearing of Russian positions in the village. Troops bearing the insignia of the 128th Mountain Assault Brigade can also be seen, suggesting they operated jointly with intelligence units in the area. The video captures Russian soldiers attempting to hide in residential buildings and return fire, but they were unable to resist due to effective action by Ukrainian drone operators and infantry. As a result of the operation, Ukrainian forces inflicted irrecoverable losses on the Russian side, more than 12 personnel killed. 2 more Russian troops were taken prisoner during the clearing of the village. The video also captures documents allegedly belonging to captured or killed Russian soldiers. The exact timing of the operation to recapture Shcherbaky was not reported. In its April 9th morning briefing, Ukraine's General Staff reported that on April 8th, Ukrainian forces repelled 8 Russian attacks in the Orekhiv sector near the settlements of Mali, Shcherbaky, Stepov, and Shcherbaky. On April 3rd, an armored Tiger vehicle belonging to Russian forces was reportedly destroyed on the outskirts of Russian-occupied Melitopol in the Zaporizhia region. The vehicle was carrying troops from the Vostok Akhmat unit, part of the Russian invasion contingent. Ukrainian intelligence reported that at least 5 members of the Kadyrov-affiliated group were killed in the blast. Oleksandr Syrsky, commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, reported that Russia has effectively launched an offensive on the Sumy and Kharkiv regions. Syrsky noted that over the past 3 weeks, Russian forces have been reinforcing their offensive units and have successfully doubled the size of the group designated to breach Ukraine's defensive positions. Additionally, he confirmed the words of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who, during his visit to a meeting of European leaders in Paris to discuss support for Ukraine, stated that, according to Ukrainian intelligence, the enemy was preparing an offensive on new front lines. I can say that the president is absolutely right, and this offensive has effectively already begun, Oleksandr Syrsky, the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, stated. In his opinion, the plan for the offensive aims to create a buffer zone in the Kharkiv and Sumy regions. Furthermore, during the interview, Syrsky noted that the enemy has a large mobilization reserve consisting of 5 million trained soldiers, with a total of 20 million in reserve. He also mentioned that the number of Russian troops in Ukraine has increased approximately 5-fold. As of January 1, 2025, the Russians had 603,000 troops. Today, this figure has increased to 623,000. In addition to Russia's attempt to break through the state border of Ukraine, they are putting pressure on the positions of the defense forces in the Kharkiv region in the Lyman-Kupiansk sector. In this sector, the enemy managed to establish control over 173 square kilometers of territory in the first quarter of 2025 and seize the village of Krylyakivka. Currently, the focus of forces and the number of assaults indicate that the Russians are seeking to take control of settlements in the direction of Borova. Meanwhile, there are no major changes in the enemy's advance in Vovchansk, as well as near Hlyboke in the Kharkiv region. The Phoenix Unmanned System Regiment targeted Russian logistics in the Kharkiv region. Their FPV drone pilots destroyed a dozen transport and supply vehicles, Russian positions, and ammo depots. Following the strikes, secondary explosions were observed at multiple Russian ammunition storage points, indicating significant hits. Ukrainian forces reported that the disruption severely delayed Russian resupply efforts along critical frontline sectors near Kupiansk. In response, Russia scrambled electronic warfare teams to the area, attempting to jam incoming Ukrainian drones, but with limited success. Ukrainian officials emphasized that drone operations in Kharkiv are now operating at an unprecedented tempo, with Phoenix regiments planning further deep strikes against Russian command nodes in the coming days. People are still staying in Pokrovsk despite the ongoing shelling. Russian attacks are catching civilians right in their own yards.
Такі могилки зараз роблять місто Покровськ. Они вот здесь сидели на лавочке, да?
Да. Одну откопали и отправили в больницу. Одну долго, аж со второй день, пока люди подняли плиту. Вот это.
Вдвох вони сиділи. Був прильот. Одну вдалося врятувати, інша, от, бачите, назавжди залишилася в своєму дворі. Сьогодні вночі розбила над Шахтарський. Забираємо зараз людей. Сьогодні 5 квітня, Покровськ. Люди ще залишаються тут, зараз будемо вивозити. Слушай, голубей я еще не вывозил. Здрасте, приятно. Так, все, эту дверь я закрываю, мы ее больше не будем трогать. Вот, давайте. И деда вашего сейчас найдем. Все, давай, Барбосик, потерпи. Давай, там воздух, если что, есть, да, нормально, все. Давайте, с Богом, ребята. Выехала из Покровска. Красавчики. Ёб твою мать. Ёб твою. Знову вулиця Центральна. Забираємо зараз людей вже з 315-го будинку.
Документы.
Там не надо, они вам сейчас
Всё,
тут,
пошли,
бляха. Ну что ж, давайте выйдем. Если мы сейчас вовремя не выйдем, другие документы надо будет искать, блядь.
Что не кричите, это нормальная реакция кошки. Ну конечно.
Блядь. Пидоры, блядь, да, чувак. Бьют по нам, нахуй. Это дрон, скорее всего?
Да.
Сюда это.
The United States and Russia carried out a rare prisoner exchange in the United Arab Emirates on April 10th, in what both sides described as a gesture to build trust as they explore a possible deal to end the war in Ukraine, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing CIA Director John Ratcliffe. The swap, organized by intelligence agencies, took place in Abu Dhabi, the UAE capital. Today, President Donald Trump is bringing home another wrongfully detained American from Russia, Ratcliffe told the Wall Street Journal. I'm proud of the CIA officers who worked tirelessly to make this happen, and we're grateful to the UAE government for facilitating the exchange. According to the report, Russia released Ksenia Karolina, a dual U.S.-Russian citizen who had been sentenced to 12 years in a high-security prison for donating to a Ukrainian charity based in the United States. In return, the U.S. released Artur Petrov, a dual German-Russian citizen who was arrested in Cyprus in 2023 at Washington's request for allegedly attempting to export sensitive microelectronics.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.